I'm glad this is being recorded because, let's see, can pose the question to many more people. Wouldn't it be nice if we could just fish for new friends? You know, kind of like Henry did. You know, just cast out some bait and reel them all in. You know? In a way we can, like Jesus did too. And if you want proof, well, listen to this story from the Gospel of John. Well, the next day, John the Baptist was back at his baptismal post with two disciples who were watching. He looked up, he saw Jesus walking nearby, and he said, "There he is. That's God's Passover lamb, you know, the one who washes away the sins of the world." Now, two disciples heard him and went after Jesus. Jesus looked over his shoulder and said to them, "What are you after?" And they said, well, "Rabbi, where are you staying?" And he replied, "Come and see for yourself." They came, they saw where he was living, and they ended up staying with him for the day. Now it was late afternoon, and Andrew was one of the two who followed Jesus, having been disciples of John. But the first thing Andrew did after finding where Jesus lived was to go and find his brother, Simon, telling him, "Simon, we found the Messiah, the Christ." And he immediately led his brother to Jesus. Jesus took one look up and said to him, "So, you're Simon? From now on your name is Peter," which means rock. Well, the next day, Jesus decided to go to Galilee, by the lake, right? The sea. And when he got there, he ran across Philip. And he just said to him, "Come, follow me." Now, Philip was from Bethsaida, the same hometown as Andrew and Simon Peter. Is there a pattern here? So then Philip went, and he found Nathanael, and he told him, "We found the one Moses wrote of in the law, the one preached by the prophets. It's Jesus, son of Joseph, the one from Nazareth." But Nathanael said, "Nazareth? You got to be kidding. Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" But Philip said, "Well, come and see for yourself." And when Jesus saw Nathanael coming, he said, now there's a real Israelite, not a false bone in his body." Nathanael said, "What? Who, me? Where did you get that idea? You don't even know me. We haven't even met." And Jesus said, "Well, one day long before Philip called you here, I saw you under the fig tree." Nathanael exclaimed, "What? You actually saw me? Rabbi, you must be the Son of God, the King of Israel." Jesus said, "So you're a believer now simply because I say I saw you sitting under a fig tree? You haven't seen anything yet." You haven't seen anything yet. That's the whole message. That's the whole message in just a few words. Because all that we are takes a lifetime to discover. It takes a lifetime to see. Takes, amazing grace, faith that moves mountains, a few signs and wonders that some say are magic, and I say, why not? Or so I believe. Because haven't we all experienced some brief, shining moments, even moments of a lifetime, that we never forget, that reel us all in, to leave us watching, wondering, and waiting for more. Like Henry, the junior zookeeper, or Annie, the little mermaid, right? Something reeled them in with all that they are. And it also includes Kim, with her daughters, Adeline and Sylvie. They're here today because, Kim was always free to wonder and have the right to choose. That's what Kim told me. Because thanks to her parents, and when it came to religion, Kim could find her own path and choose for herself. So, after choosing to attend our fire ceremony and Easter service last year, we might say that Kim found something, magical about our church's upbeat flow. That's how you described it. And our thoughtful education. So, after those brief shining moments, some amazing grace, signs, and wonders, we're here today because, as Kim said, their baptism, in her words, is the start of a journey and a spiritual adventure. Much like we just read in the scripture, I'd say. For what Kim, her daughters, and any one of us are looking for is pretty much the same as Jesus' own disciples, right? All of his disciples, they were looking for something more from their life, from our life here on earth. That we might serve some higher calling or have a greater purpose, like caring for creation, seeking social justice, loving our immigrant neighbors, and befriending ourselves. So, I think it bears repeating. It bears repeating that we're not so very different. We're not so very different from Jesus' own disciples or those we may call saints. Or again, all that we are is the journey of a lifetime, starting with our baptism by water and the Spirit. Like Jesus said, we haven't seen anything. Sylvie, come forward. With that, I'd say it bears repeating that a spiritual adventure, the journey of a lifetime, needs signs, needs wonders, with amazing grace and faith. And what's even better? Even in the face of it all, according to Paul, we've got it all. Well, we've got it or we'll get it, like he wrote to a church. For just think, Paul wrote, you don't need a thing. You've got it all. All God's gifts are right in front of you as you wait expectantly for our Master Jesus to arrive on the scene for the finale. And not only that, but God's own self is right alongside you, right alongside to keep you steady and on track until all things are wrapped up by Jesus. For the God who got you started on this spiritual adventure actually shares with us the life of the Son and our Master Jesus. So, proof. God will never give up on you. God will never give up on us. Never forget that. Never forget that. So to that point, God is not up in the clouds somewhere, but wherever we are, even to meet us, wherever we are on life's journey, even, as the song goes, on the lakeshore, to, with God, sail other seas. Please stand to sing our sending hymn together.